John Security Man. Big John Security Man. Big John Security Man. Security and safety is his plan. Big John. Big John. Big John.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Big John Security Man, where we show you all the latest and greatest and most safe products to use in the event you're in an unfortunate situation involving crime. I'm Big John, welcome. Today's segment, we're going to talk about the infamous and old usage of pepper spray, otherwise known as olean capsicum, the hottest derivative of pepper on the planet. That's in small units like this. And what it is it's actually 2 million Scoville heat units of cayenne pepper and the derivative of the accelerant that makes it come out of this unit very hot and very unpleasant for an attacker. So today on Big John Security Man, we're going to explore all the latest, greatest gadgets of pepper spray. So first off, let's get into the parameters of what pepper spray is. What is the effectiveness? What is the legality? And I do opt out by saying, hey, listen, in your city, your state, it's up to you to follow the laws and the parameters of what's legal and what's not in your state. For the most part, in my state, pepper spray is considered to be a non-lethal defensive aid. I never like to say weapon because this is not a weapon. It's a defensive aid. Much like guns and knives, we really want to refrain from calling it weapon because weapon doesn't sound too good. It is a defensive tool or defensive aid. So, we will discuss the parameters of what pepper spray really is. We understand that in most states it's legal, and it's great to have not only if you're a woman. It's not a sexual or misogynist situation to say, but I really employ and advocate that men also carry pepper spray, otherwise known as a defensive aid, because it really does work if used in the proper measurement. So, without any further ado, let's ask and show you what's right for you. First off, here is the handheld unit. A handheld unit such as this, I'm not really into colorful units like pink and orange and little flowers on it because it's not really meant for vanity or to be pretty or to be anything like that. So black is fine because you're going to know what it is, but if it's your color preference, yes, these do come in pink and baby blue and anything you want. So pick and choose what you want. It's your prerogative. But what a little handheld unit can do like this is that you always should look for the handheld unit with the grooves in it for your fingers, okay? So whether you're righty or lefty, pick the unit with grooves and pick the unit that will allow you to leave the nozzle open. Now, I'm going to show you for practical purposes in an inert pepper spray. This one is non-commissioned. There's nothing in it anymore. But I just want to err on the side of caution because I don't want people call me and write me, hey, Big John, you're playing with fire. No, we're playing now with what is called a blue in color inert training aid, which will allow us to show you what this can do. Later on, we're going to have our pretty assistant, Lisa, show us how to effectively use pepper spray in an altercation. So, with our inert pepper spray, we're going to make sure whether we're right-handed or left-handed, whatever is your dominant side. And we're first going to practice a little bit by gripping it firmly but safely. We're never going to want to grip it above the nozzle because bad things are going to happen when we go to deploy it. Okay? It's going to bounce back and it's just going to wilt down and liquid will come out and it's not going to be a good day. So, remember to follow the finger grooves. I got these big meaty claws. I understand Big John has big hands. However, in a lady's hand or a regular guy's hand, it's going to be no problem to grip this safely. So I'm a big advocate on what is called the flip top, cop top. Some of these units are available on eBay, YouTube. They're also for sale on Amazon, of course, and sometimes even in your department stores. But make sure you get a cop top, because when you have to deploy this, you're going to have to deploy this in a hurry. It's very important. Here is a situation involving a safety nozzle spray, which you have to, now this of course is empty again, but just to err on the side of caution, we will not be dispensing the top unit. But this has a safety and a fire on here, okay? You clearly see that. Now, during stress inoculation, let's say there's a mad dog, mad raccoon, or there's some homeless dude, God bless him though, but he wants to attack you, or some other assailant wants to attack you in a parking lot. I don't think you're going to have enough time under stress inoculation to grab a hold of this in the right way and flip off the safety and set back and do your stance and spray. That's why I favor the top cop, or they say the pop top, whatever you want to call it. You go ahead and administer the upper top, and right in there you got the finger groove that could clearly see how you could depress the trigger inside. So, moving forward, we're going to get our grip, okay? And we're going to practice, not of course backwards, that's a bad day, because we don't want to spray ourselves. We want to go with the flow of the grooves. Now you also have room on here, of course, for your keys. Ladies and gentlemen, keys are great. Have it in your hand when you're out in the parking lot or it's dark. You're in a subjectable area that could be, problematic in the neighborhood. You want to have this in your hand all the time when you're walking to and from your car. So, but I suggest you put 1 or 2 keys on here, but not 72 keys. Because you don't want this thing bogged down in your hand, because it makes maneuverability next to being impossible. So it's very important. Only keep a minimal amount of keys on the key ring on the unit itself. Okay? So, going over this, couple keys, firm. Okay, we got a firm grip on it. We make sure the top cop is good. We're going to go ahead and show you some other units at this time. But we're going to come back to this because our good-looking girl, Lisa, is going to show us how this all works. Stand by. Set aside from the unit that our gal will be using in a couple minutes, I also want to discuss with you a larger rendition of pepper spray. Now you may say, hey, Big John, this thing is like a fire extinguisher. You're out of your mind. Am I? A lot of homes and businesses have fire extinguishers. Well, what to do in the event of, God forbid, an active shooter, disgruntled employee, gangs, flash mobs, someone come in to harm you? What do you have? A lot of people sometimes use fire extinguishers, but they're not very good to stopping the threat. So, without any further ado, I like these big canister units, okay, of oleon capsicum, otherwise known as pepper spray. Now, this could be deployed whether in a spray, fog, or gel formation. This particularly is a gel, and the difference is that when you disperse a gel, it comes out kind of like shaving cream, only 25 feet away. It's pretty cool. And what happens is when you hit the subjects in the face, the assailant, who is creating a threat of great bodily harm or intimate death, what's going to happen is he or she is going to immediately go, ouch, there's something all over my face, and they're going to immediately want to wipe it off because there's something on their face that's foreign. By that said, as soon as they do this, they're going to wipe it more into the mucous membranes into your nasal cavity system, and it's going to cause eye and nose and face severe irritation, but without permanent damage. Because even though they're going to be sprayed, it takes about a good 50 minutes to an hour to decontaminate. Usually it's done by water or milk, or police authorities have decontaminated liquids in their cruisers. They can spray on your face and they can get rid of the pain. But I'm sure if someone's trying to take your life or rob you or deprive your liberties and your good face system, you're probably not going to want to worry about that. Okay? So be safe out there, of course. But having one of these in your car, your trunk, or if not, your home is vitally essential during times of panic and rioting, and who knows what might happen if you get stormtroop inside your home. Now, I like this big canister unit next to my front and back door. For about a $50 purchase, it's paramount that you have something like this for home, business, office protection. What I like to do is like to put Velcro, heavy-duty Velcro. You can buy at, your major department stores, your hardware stores, heavy-duty Velcro, and you attach it right to your wall. Now, I know what the ladies of the house might be thinking, or some people who really care about their decor. Yes, it might look a little perverse, but it's very important. So with that said, a unit like this somewhere near the door, the back door, is really important, as long as it's by the door. Because if it's anywhere else in the house, you're not going to have time at 4 o'clock in the morning to say, honey, where's that big can of pepper spray? It's too late, because we're working on seconds of someone doing a home invasion, someone coming in to deprive you, someone coming in to hurt you and your family. So deploying this fast is really intrinsic to the cause of personal safety. So, moving on, this particular unit is, of course, inert, and it also has, it's decommissioned, but it has a very simple safety pin, kind of like a hand grenade, but let's not go there. You could pull the safety pin out and aim it at the person or persons that you want to stop, okay? Could be a bear, could be a crazy dog, raccoon, anything that wants to hurt you and you want to preserve your well-being. So I'm an animal lover, dog lover, and even a people lover, but when someone or something is breaking bad, you have the inalienable right to protect yourself. Moving forward, we have our big can of pepper spray for multiple attackers or for dangerous dogs and animals, right? But always have it near the door, accessible. And take it out every once in a while, every 2 weeks, every month, and give it a good shake. Because much like a can of hairspray, a can of whipped cream, you have to give it a good shake in order to be ready to go next time. But don't put this on your Jell-O. It's not going to be a good time. So anyway, you leave your whipped cream in the refrigerator and your pepper spray big guy at the door. This, of course, can be bought on Amazon. It can be bought on off of YouTube or eBay, and sometimes even your hunting stores. You can find these very readily available. Again, very important to have on rainy days when your safety is at stake. Now, as a parent, you're probably asking yourself, golly gee, Big John, that's great, but I got children. I got young children. What if they get a hold of this stuff? Well, it's a very good question to ask. Well, I say this. If you're already a homeowner, and perhaps you own a gun, or you have money, or bullion, or silver, or gold, you don't leave it out, right? You hide it. Well, what's most important is, if you have your pepper spray, and you have your defensive aids, put it elevated on top like a refrigerator, where you know, where you remember where you have your keys along with your pepper spray, but hide it in a location that you have good accessibility to. It's very important for you to deploy it, to need it, than to be looking for it, and it's not good if you have to find it that way, okay? Because time is the essence if you're being attacked. So use prudence and use better judgment to hide these things away from toddlers and children who have expansive minds, who want to search and locate things. So use your better judgment. The good thing about this pepper spray is it is non-lethal and it's just strong pepper. Like cayenne pepper, you bite into one at a Mexican restaurant, your mouth is on fire, it will dissipate. You will live. It does not cause permanent blindness, but the cause and effects are your respiratory system will be very hard to breathe. You will no longer want to attack. Your eyes will be dilated and your eyes will be full of very hot cayenne pepper, which will enable you not to see, and you want to close your eyes and cry for your mommy because it's hot and it hurts. The other thing is you'll be sneezing like a racehorse. This cayenne pepper will make you sneeze and also make you have inflammatory issues in your face, your membranes, your nose, your throat. It's very, very uncomfortable. Again, it is not lethal or it is not dangerous. Now, I cannot speak about if someone has asthmatic situation. However, if they're attacking you, that possibly could be their own problem. Again, I'm not here to be called judge and jury and the hangman, but use your head when using these type of products. And if you think that you are in risk of a serious attack that will cause great bodily harm, possibly being kidnapped or criminally sexually assaulted or criminally sexually abused, this is a great alternative without carrying a firearm or without going through special training in terms of carrying a gun. So those of you who think guns are a little too harsh, this is the next best thing in terms of non-lethal protection. Okay, now, hold on. Security freeze. We're going to do a little practicality here, okay? This is our great assistant, Lisa. Say hi to the camera, Lisa. All right. What we're going to be doing is we're going to show you how to react to a possible assailant, an assault, or would be a battery in a parking lot, or it could be in an office building, anywhere, late at night, early morning. Crime and opportunity does not discriminate. So, without any further ado, this is not going to be all the way at the bottom of her purse, which your pepper spray is. So what we're going to do is, we're going to talk about the 3 concentric rings of protection and what is called safety zones, okay? So, if I'm away like this and she confronts me, and all of a sudden I'm like a neighbor, this is very appropriate if I'm a neighbor saying, hey, good morning, Lisa. I saw you bought a new lawnmower. It's great. She feels comfortable with this, okay? Now, if someone's out in a parking lot, hey, ma'am, I just want to let you know your tire's a little low and you should get it filled up with air. So again, a would-be stranger, this is the concentric ring to her saying hello to the neighbor. Now, this is appropriate, like if I really know her and she's a really close friend of mine, she'll allow me to get this close. And anything from a gap into her level here is intimacy. Her husband, her boyfriend, her children, whatever. So a stranger from afar has no business getting this close to Lisa. That is very dangerous, and it's unwanted. So that's what makes it very dangerous. But use better discretion when someone's asking for directions or there's some type of distraction. Be very prudent, not paranoid. Be prudent, not paranoid. So let's do a little practical test, shall we? So stand right over here, and I'm coming out and I'm saying some sexual interrogatories, okay? So stay right there, don't move. And I said, hey, lady, you look really nice. You're very attractive. Hey, I want your number. I said, lady, you're not paying attention to me. I want your number. Now all of a sudden, I'm entering. Now she's aware that, you can security freeze right there, Lisa. She's aware that I'm progressively coming up on her. And now she's got her pepper spray in the ready position, in her strong, dominant hand. Now she knows that I'm progressive, and she's ignoring me at this time because sometimes when you give interaction, verbal interaction, or any physical interaction, it's going to make me want her more. It's because I already have deluded feelings in my head by violating her, okay? So don't give me any attention thus far. Now, if I start to aggressively come up on Lisa saying, I said I want your number. Hey, babe, okay, now watch this. Security freeze. Lock the pose. This is great because automatically she's saying, I'm in the ready, and she's going to learn out what? You're going to say,
back off!
Right. Assertive language to back off and for other people to hear her intentions not to engage with me because I am violating her concentric rings of space and comfort. So right now I'm getting the message. Either I'm going to conform or either I'm going to carry on. So let's just say I'm a conformist saying, hey, lady, you're whack job. All I want, you keep it up, security freeze. She's maintaining her distance. Now security freeze right there. She's maintaining her distance, which is great. She shuffled back on her feet. Now you notice, if you come close, security freeze, that she's in what they call a former Taekwondo or boxer stance. She's got her strong hand on the pepper spray into her breast cavity area, and she's got her weak hand out here with her fingers erect, and she's verbalizing stop. Now, her less than dominant leg is advanced, and it's proportionally perfect with her knee bent a little bit, and her other dominant leg has an L stance because look, she can't be pushed over this way. Now, go put your feet together normally. Watch what happens when I attack you. She has no bearing. Go back to the security stance. Yep. This is perfect because this is exactly how they teach you in police sciences. So, now if I'm coming up on her, I'm either going to be dismissive to the point where I'm going to say, okay, lady, you're a little nutty. I was just trying to ask for your number. I get it. I understand. I'm going to disengage. But if I'm aggressive, saying, oh, come on, I was partying tonight, and you know what, I think you like it rough and you like a challenge.
Should I actually spray?
Yes, you're going to actually spray me. So come on over here, cameraman. We're going to do some activity. Put the hand up. Now she's saying stop, stop, stop. She's going to say stop about 2 times. And if I get within her intimacy, now she's going to ward me off with a weak hand, you see? This is the reason for the weak hand. I'm going to tell you why. Put it down. If she did it, I could just grab it from her. So put up the hand. As she's going to deploy, she's going to shuffle back.
Stop! Stop!
Ah!
I forgot to say spray.
You see?
Yeah.
All right. Luckily, Lisa has an inert unit. So it looks like Big John Security Man is just crying. But she did a great job by deploying. Only because she got me right in the eyes. And yes, thy first intention when you get me in the eyes with this 2 million Scoville heat units of pepper, it's not for sissy pants. This stuff works. I'm a certified instructor in it. I got 36 years in this business, so I know. It's not for little wimpy people. It does work. So right now, she sprayed me. This is what's going to happen right afterwards. I'm going to immediately try to go like this, grab, and as soon as I go, I'm wiping it into my mucous membranes, and I'm worsening the situation, okay? She is now going to run away, and she's going to call 911 immediately and search out for any witnesses thereof who saw the situation. Now, again, I want to say one thing. She sprayed me because it looked like I deserved to be sprayed, because I was approaching her and I was involving myself in her intimate space. And I was violating her intimate space. And she said, stop, 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 3 or 4, actually 4 times. She said, stop here and 3 here, 4 times. I didn't stop and I didn't govern myself accordingly. And I didn't righteously think, hey, this woman does not want to be approached. This woman does not want to give me her number. And this woman has no physicality interest in me asking her out for a date. So I should govern myself accordingly and understand her own free will and volition by saying, she's not into me. I'll disengage. I didn't. I therefore violated her intimate space, and I therefore actually assaulted her. Now I'm going to tell you the difference between assault and what assault and battery really means. If you're in a reasonable position to get a battery, and I said this to her, you know, lady, I don't like you anymore, and you know what, I'm going to beat you up really bad. You're going to know what it's been to be like to beat you up. She's within a reasonable distance to receive an actual battery. That constitutes assault. This doesn't. Hey, baby, where those that shake you got, where's it come with fries? Hey, baby, you look great. Hey, baby, you work out a lot. Hey, baby, I think you want me. You need me, right? And, oh, you being a bitch? Well, I'll tell you what. You ain't nothing, and guess what? If this was another world, people like you should be beat up. Now, you might think that that is an assault or that is a threat, but it's First Amendment, and I'm not violating her intimate space. I'm therefore being a jughead or being a moron by trying to invalidate and intimidate a woman who knowingly is possibly defenseless against my interactions of bad acting. So the situation at hand is this. You are in violation of the law if I approach her and I try to grab her. Now that's when assault and simply battery could come in. Like I said, if she didn't have the pepper, like I say, hey honey, I said you're coming with me to the party. This is criminal sexual misconduct, and this is battery, and this is assault. Okay? And if I continue to grab her and bring her in somewhere she doesn't want, that's unlawful restraint and possible kidnapping. Because I'm trying to transport her to a different area, unwillingly and unlawfully. So I want to let you know the difference. Now, there are some people by nature, and come back over here, Lisa, you're doing a great job. At Big John Security Man, we want to teach you the full realm of protection and security and some of the legalities. I'm not a lawyer, but I only play one on TV. And I know a little bit about the law to at least lube you up in your mind. So it's always good to check with the legal ramifications in your own city, your county, and your state laws, okay? It's very, very, very important. So I don't want you to be overzealous, and if a man or a gal is asking you for direction in the parking lot, I don't want you to be hyper vigilant, but I want you to be prudent and not paranoid. But it's very important to be aware. So when you're in a parking lot, you park your car, you go in the store, you're coming out, you're like, geez, where did I park my car? That's not good, because someone could be watching you from afar with the intent to take advantage of your goodwill and possibly your life. So be very, very careful in understanding your surroundings. If we go back 2 million years ago, this woman would not be appropriately modernly dressed. She would be in a cave person outfit, and she would have a spear with her. If her tribal people said, hey, go fetch some water at the stream with her husband to get the fish, they would both be carrying spears out in the open for protection. So I'm just saying, being on the ready with the pepper unit in your dominant hand, with, of course, your keys, just a couple keys that you can start your car, your home key with the unit. So it doesn't do any good. Go ahead and put it in your fanny pack. If you're coming out the car, it's not going to be good for her to be dismissive if she sees a big gluck like me coming out of the department store because she noticed that I was following her. And if she's coming out to her car now, it's not very good for her to be dismissive, thinking, oh, he's just an older guy, he's okay, blah, 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 blah. He just likes me because I'm a young thing. No, 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 no. There might be more to it. She needs to be prudent, and she needs to be cautious. And therefore, her peripheral vision and her spidey sense should be active. Don't be dismissive. And also, a fear-driven response is good. Not saying that she could bite her nails and she should be paranoid and crawl under a rock. But fear is good. We have the instinctiveness through nature to understand what fear is. Fear is our friend. Fear is if we get too close to the edge of the cliff, oh, we got to step back. Fear is like, oh my gosh, there's a burning building over there. I better stay away because there's explosives. Call the police, call the fire department. Fear is good. And guess what? Never dismiss your fear. If you get on an elevator and your fearful instinct says, these people are kind of creepy, I don't feel good about it. Trust your instinct. Don't second guess. Never second guess yourself and be dismissive, saying, oh, come on, I don't want to appear to be a negative person or combative or being a difficult person. And then I'll just get on just for the the sanctity of getting on. Stupid. Not a good thing. I call that a safety freeze. If you think that these people in the elevator are not worthy of you getting in with and sharing an elevator, wait for the next elevator. Don't be foolish. Follow the fear factor that's inside of you. Very important. It's through nature that gives you that fear. What's really important is before you're going to display or deploy pepper spray, you're going to have to get in the ready position, okay? You don't want to be standing just like this and go ahead with your strong hand. We're going to pretend you have a pepper unit. Go ahead. You're going to hold it up like this or hold it out all the way like this. That's not very practical. I could take it and grab it and use it on yourself, or I could deploy it and use your arm, break your arm and capture you, and I could just knock you over with no problem at all, okay? So, not very gentlemanly, is it? So,
No.
Lisa is going to now show what is called the traditional, proverbial, taekwondo, karate stance, or the stance of a boxer. All right, hey, our champion. You can see that she is athletic. She works out quite a bit, so her legs are very muscular. But what she's got, whether you have a problem with your physicalness, or you're overweight, or you're big, small, doesn't matter. This will work universally for everybody. She is going to go ahead and bend at the knee, which she is right hand dominant, so it'll be the reversal of anything, but we don't need to do that. She's right hand dominant, so her left knee will be out with her leg first, and her shoe and her foot will be focused straightward, okay? So, then she's going to have her less dominant arm out. That's how boxers do it. When they box, they do what they call the soft paw, okay? And then they knock you out with the power punch, okay? Much like what we're going to do in pepper spray, what we're going to do is she's in her fighting stance, and what I like about this is that she can ward off the attacker like this, and she could gravitate by having her pepper spray in her right hand, safe and secure, and away from me trying to grab it. She'll shuffle back, and I'm trying to get on her. You see that? So, she's narrowing my illegal distance, come forth, by using her weak hand out, and she's stopping me. Now, come forth. What I like about this also, if I'm charging her, karate stance again, if I say pepper sprays, it's nice that if I'm trying to knock her over, you see the stability she's got with her right leg? Look at that. If I'm charging at her, I can't knock her over, okay? Because then she can also start shuffling back. Now be very careful when you're shuffling like that, not to go up and over because you might trip on something. A bar, or, a curb or something. So she's doing it correctly. She's sliding back like that. She's doing the traditional karate martial arts stance or boxer stance, and she could go back like a fighter at any time. Let's advance up. This is very good for practicality, how to do the stance, whether you did martial arts in the past. This is the exact same way the police would use only in Capsican if they're trying to calm down a would-be assailant or a potential suspect or criminal. So, here's another thing. When she's out here and she's going to her car and it's Christmas time and the wolves are out looking for opportunity, it's very important for her when she's walking out to her car with her key fob to have the pepper spray in her hand. Go ahead and show them. Very deployable, very quick. She's got her credit cards and everything in there, a little cash, some of her mascara or whatever you want to do with makeup, but she also knows by practice, well, practice never makes perfect, it makes better. Practice never makes perfect, it makes better. But she's going to know by practicing, she'll be able to grab her defensive aid at any time when she thinks that she's in possible violation of her safety. I'm Big John, the security man, and I thank you for this segment and visiting us, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. In addition to those pepper sprays that I showed you, there's one that just came out that's really unique and I thought you might like. This is a pepper spray unit that also has a built-in personal alarm. Sometimes I'm not a big advocate of these alarms because it's much like car alarms in a parking lot. Someone hears it and they're like, oh, that's so annoying, someone's car alarm went off. But if you're in a building or if you're in a private parking garage or something like that, this alarm is going to be great. Now I can't show you the functionality of this because you have to spray the pepper at once in order for it to go off. Now, the coolest thing about this is though, you can hook it up to your smartphone. Yes, This has a Bluetooth technology in it that actually hooks up to your cell phone, and it lets a loved one or a very important person know, not the police because it doesn't do that, but it'll let a person know your GPS location. And there's a distress call when you deploy this cop top and you press down on a button to save yourself, okay, with chemical spray. Very cool, very important. I love this unit. All these units we talked about will be on my website, www.bigjohnsecurityman.com. That's bigjohnsecurityman.com. Check out the links. You'll find these products. Pretty cool. This little guy is not bad. It's a price for two for a cheap lunch, $49. $49 for your life and your safety. I think it's a good deal. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey folks, just a quick note at the end of this video segment. I want to thank everybody for joining us today to see what happens when you use pepper spray in the right legal fashion. Once again, be careful out there. It's very important that you're aware of your surroundings and that you're prudent. So again, all these maneuvers and all these examples of me showing you how to deploy pepper spray should be used wisely, and of course always check with the laws in your state and your city to make sure you're legally able to carry a less than lethal pepper spray, which I think that you will be. It's okay. Anyway, please join us for up-and-coming segments of Big John Security Man. And as always, you can reach us also on the website at bigjohnsecurityman.com, www.bigjohnsecurityman.com, and please hit the subscription button on YouTube. It helps. I want to spread the word, and I want to make people feel safe. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you in our next segment.